Great. All right, so thank you everyone for joining our Collaborating with AI Tools in Libraries session. I am Kelly Bunting. I'm the president of the engineering community of the Special Libraries Association, who is offering this session today. I know we have a lot of folks on the call, some folks who are still joining, but many of which may not be members of the Special Libraries Association. So the Special Libraries Association is a professional association bringing together librarians and special libraries across the world, providing an opportunity to collaborate, network, and learn from our peers and colleagues in the field. In the engineering community specifically, who's offering this session today, we have a rich variety of members across industries, across academic, corporate, and nonprofit libraries, all of whom bring great insight into kind of creative and effective ways of managing our engineering libraries and meeting our patrons' needs. We host monthly events like this one offered today and organize a presence at the annual SLA conference that we have every year. Our event that we're hosting next month will be a community discussion around standards and standards access in libraries. That'll be on October 18th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This will be open to SLA members only. So if you're interested in participating in that conversation, I would encourage you, for those of you who are not SLA members, to sign up today in order to gain access to that discussion, as well as many other great opportunities to network with folks in the library field and in special libraries. So with that, I will introduce our moderator for today's session, who will give an idea of what we're going to do today, as well as introduce our panel of speakers. And before we do that, a great thanks to Nabi Hasan, who is our president-elect in the engineering community, who organized this session today. So our moderator today will be Danu Patanashedi, who is the Senior Client Services Manager at IEEE and is based out of Bangalore. Danu works with IEEE Explore Digital Library customers in southern and western regions of India and in Sri Lanka. He handles IEEE Explore training and presentations. He closely works with libraries and universities, students, faculty, and researchers in academic, government, and corporate sectors, and advises effective data use for their endeavors. He has a PhD in Library and Information Science from University of Mysore, master's degree in Library and Information Science, and a bachelor's degree in engineering. He has authored 2 papers in journals and has presented a paper at an international conference. Danu has been with IEEE since 2010 and has worked at Thomson Reuters, Accenture, PES Institute of Technology, and Informatics prior to joining IEEE. So thanks so much, Danu. I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you so much, Kelly. A warm welcome to everybody today. I thank the SLA engineering community and the SLA chapter for inviting me to moderate this event today. 1 year ago, no one knew about AI tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Bard, etc. Today, they are the most commonly used tools. Many were aware actually about the chat bot, where it used to mimic a human conversation. AI tools are versatile. For example, ChatGPT, which is now the most well-known AI tool, can compose music, write student essays, translate and summarize text. It can even simulate the entire chat rooms and whatnot. So it all started with ChatGPT, which had an initial release in sometime in late November. So ChatGPT stands for Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer. It's a large language-based chatbot model developed by OpenAI, which enables the users to refine and steer a conversation. Successive prompts and replies, known as prompt engineering, are considered at each conversation as a context. So the ChatGPT, or even say earlier, just chatbot, is trained on massive amounts of language data to accurately predict the next word of a sentence. Reinforced learning with human feedback, which is known as RLHF, was used to train ChatGPT. So this has led to the AI to give human-like responses and conversational skills. So ChatGPT, when it started, it had very few users, but within no time, within like 5 days, it has 1 million users. So ChatGPT had almost 100 million active users in the month of January, which is only 2 months after its launch. So ChatGPT is free. Plus version, it is costing like $20 a month. It is general access given at capacity and faster response times. So many of us knew that it was updated till 2021. Last night, OpenAI tweeted that ChatGPT can now browse the internet to provide you with the current and the authoritative information. So this is a big change, sea change, which many people who are using AI, ChatGPT, or actually will be benefited, and complete with direct links to the resources. It is no longer limited to the data before 2021. So by January, it had become what was then the fastest growing consumer software application in the history, gaining over 100 million users. Within months, Google, Baidu, and Meta accelerated the development of their competing products, Bard, ErnieBot, and LLMA. Microsoft also launched its Bing Chat based on OpenAI's GPT-4. So not only this, there are a good number of AI tools available as well. For example, Beautiful AI creates gorgeous presentations in seconds with simple text prompts. We have Hagen, which is a platform for making videos for your projects 10 times faster with the AI. There is a tool called Durable. It builds a website for your business in no time. There is something called as God mode. Just give it a goal and watch the magic happen. So I just heard that ChatGPT can also help you to create YouTube videos. Huh. So, but again, the reason we're all assembled today is to discuss how AI tools can be beneficial to the library professionals. Being library professionals, we keep trying new tools to provide better services to our patrons. Things are still evolving, and I'm personally unsure what will this actually transpire into. The question is the accuracy. The question is the reliability. The question is, do we have the curated responses? Or also the question is about ethical aspects. So we keep hearing one of the other story from our library professionals in trying out AI tools in the library services. The question is how, why, can we replace some of the roles or authenticity? A lot of challenges and a lot of questions in front of us. For example, can we think of using AI tools in the following services, say book recommendations, reference services, library catalog search, outreach and engagement, language translation services, accessible services, library policies and procedures. So to answer all of this and take us beyond, we have us today a panel of elite librarians who have come across AI tools, and in one or the other way, they have been experimenting. So let's go around the table and learn more about them and hear their perspective on the AI tools. So let me introduce my first panelist, Dr. Samrat Guha. Dr. Samrat Guha works as assistant librarian in the Central Library of IIT Kharagpur, India. He is the section in charge of the digital library. Dr. Guha has been the National Digital Library of India project resource person for more than 25 IDR workshops. He has also been a resource person for short-term courses on open source software for library management. So Dr. Guha Roy's PhD focused on the use of immersive technologies in the library services. His research areas is in the use of emerging immersive technologies like VR, AR, AI for library services. Okay, let's hear from the horse's mouth. So, Dr. Samrat, I invite you to share your perspective on the AI tools to begin with.
Thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity to give my views about AI. So, you have given a very good preliminary information about the various AI tools, but along with them, I will just focus a few more tools like grammar checking, and it will be automatically generating the text. If somebody wants to write some essay, they can give some information write me about. So generative AI will generate the text and all image generations. These are there. Now,
Samrat,
the thing.
can you please make the PPT full, like,
Yes, sir.
please?
And you have 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Go.
So for the library perspective, we are having a very big amount of informations like library holdings, user data, budget data, digital archive, or subscribed e-resources. So AI tools are very much used, and we have named many of them. We can use them for the library services and give the service to the users. But yes, sir, the at the after the second sessions, I will be discussing about the more concerned areas of using the AI. Like, for example, we are working with the library budget. So what is the safety and security measurements the users or the librarians must take to preserve or protect their information? Another one is the user data. Users are continuously using the AI tools. So AI machine learning complex algorithms are capturing their or tracking their behavior. So how far the users are interested to share their own information. So these are the more things where the librarians must focus before using the various tools and the softwares. So we will be discussing more about these things later on. So my perspective is this, that we were using for the benefit of the users, but considering other things like the ethical or the legal factors of using the AI technologies. So there also we should be more aware, and the library staffs also should be aware of these technologies. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Guha, for sharing your perspective on AI. Now I'd like to introduce another panelist of today's session, Dr. Kshema Prakash. Kshema is a librarian and faculty at IIT Jodhpur, India. She has over 2 decades of experience in various capacities in different organizations, including research laboratories and academic institutions. Her strong areas of professional work are library technologies, human aspects of library management, and the emerging area of digital scholarship, institutional rankings, and scholarly and institution publications. Kshema, I invite you to share your perspective about the AI tools.
Thank you, Dr. Danu. I'm audible, I guess.
Yes.
At the outset, I would like to thank SLA Engineering Community and SLA Asia chapter, Dr. Hasan, Dr. Danu, and Kelly and the team for initiating such an invigorating discussion on a very current topic, which is of large interest to most of the librarians alongside of the users. So as already Dr. Dhanu has shared a general perspective of the AI and generative AI tools, one thing that I feel is there are, in my layman understanding, there are 2 dimensions to this entire gamut of AI tools, the generative AI and the AI related AI powered tools. One is the user or the scholarly applications as far as we, the librarians, are concerned, how the users, how the scholars, or how the researchers are using the AI tools. And 2, the library specific applications. How can we develop, how can we take the best advantage of the AI generated tools, AI powered tools, and how can we take the best advantage of large data sets? As Dr. Guha rightly pointed out, we have large data sets at our disposal. How can we take the best advantage of these 2 things to create something very useful and time saving for the librarians as well as the users, so that we can utilize the time in a better manner for creating something better and give an efficient and effective service? These are the 2 dimensions I would like to put across for our thoughts and for our munching on these things, for our brainstorming for today's discussions. Having said this, one point of caution is these are definitely human-like simulated tools which have been developed by such big companies, and behind, I mean, the terabytes and petabytes of data is running behind this. But what is actually required is human intervention at the appropriate level. So this is what is my take on the immediate the discussion level that comes into fore. And yeah, let's have more discussion on this. I would stop my a little bit of introduction here, and would cover more in the later part. Thank you, Dr. Danu. I pass it on to the next speaker.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, Kshema, and it's my pleasure to invite Dr. Parveen Babert. Parveen Babert is Deputy Librarian at Jawaharlal Nehru University, India. Prior to this, he was with Indira Gandhi National Open University, University of Delhi. He holds a PhD from University of Rajasthan. He's an MPhil. Master in Library and Information Science. He's also he has a Master of Computer Applications degree and also Master of Business Administration. He has taken many projects till date, like Calpi Library setup for Swiss agency, other digitization products. He is associated with several library professional associations like SLA in USA, Society of Library Professionals India, and also Social Society for Library and Information Science in India. So I now invite you, Dr. Babar, for your perspective on the AI tools.
Thank you, Dr. Danu, for the introduction. And first of all, thanks to SLA Engineering Division, especially Kelly and Dr. Nabi for making me over here to share my views on artificial intelligence, which is a very important topic and very close to my heart. Being a computer professional, also doing programming and all that over the years now. So my perspective on this, as I have been given 2 minutes to speak, just to give an intro. My perspective is that intelligence, when we say these are two words, artificial intelligence. Intelligence is what it is, that it is to just to understand, think, and learn facts. Now, it's its ability to solve the problems and make decisions with the outcomes. Now, when it comes to the computers or the machine learning, it is development of intelligent computers that perceive, think, and behave like humans, in which is basically the crux of the artificial intelligence which we use today. When we say that the power and advantage of artificial intelligence, it lies with the fact that the computers can recognize the pattern efficiency at a scale with a speed which human beings cannot do that. So it's already artificial intelligence which has been added on artificially for the human minds. We say that artificial intelligence work is based on the perpetual recognition, unlike human beings that operate with a deep cognition. Coming over to the libraries, today we are having multiple kind of arenas or the terminologies which are being used in libraries also, like natural language processing, speech recognition. You have intelligent monitoring, machine learning, deep learning, and robotics, etc. You will find multiple kind of articles with these kind of perspectives. Now, these perspectives can be used definitely, which Dr. Dhanu was saying. These perspectives can be used with descriptive cataloging, subject indexing, reference services, technical services, shelf reading, collection development, and on all kind of information retrieval and discovery search services together. So even we can move ahead with the semantic web features like augmented reality, virtual reality. Today we are using the camera facilities for library behavioral mapping systems. These are very common now, being used in many of the countries, especially in the Western world, where IoTs, Internet of Things, and other kind of things are being also used. My today's perspective will be basically if a step ahead with the AI-based coding, where we can develop the coding. There are obviously multiple kind of applications which are auto being available. But if you want to do the coding, AI coding, how to do it, how to mold your codings, the open AI codes are being available, which can be developed for the library applications. So today's perspective of my thoughts will be on that, which I will be sharing in my talk next. Thank you, Dr. Dan.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Babar. Next, I move on to our fourth panelist. I always say who does not know Jebat in the libraries, especially because he keeps associating himself with many library workshops, conferences in India and even also in abroad as well. Jebat is an engineering librarian at Drexel University Libraries, United States. He's an active member of several library associations, including his chapter community, engineering community, Philadelphia chapter community, and also science and technology community. He's actively involved with the Engineering Libraries Division of the American Society for Engineering Education. He's a passionate about participating in conversations and raising awareness about academic and research integrity, open access, open data, open education resources in engineering, in faculty and also students. So what we can do is, Jay, I will first invite you to share your perspective on the AI tools. That is end of our part one, and I request you to begin the part two by sharing how one can collaborate with AI tools in the libraries. Over to you, Jay.
Thank you so much, Dhanu, and thank you so much, Special Library Associations, Engineering Community, Special Library Associations, Asia Community, and all of you. This has been a great time period for all of our people, folks in information industry to start exploring how the ChatGPT generative AI has come and captured our imagination in the last 1 year. And it will continue to do so. And as we know, it is constantly evolving. So I want to caution that we all need to keep current with this, because if we are not going to keep current with this, then we will not be able to apply our knowledge in creating effective library applications. And I am going to focus from the perspective of teaching as well as from the perspective of libraries. Reason being, libraries and the faculty are always working together and collaboratively. So it's going to be very important for all of us how the academic communities, especially the universities themselves, with their policies on integrating generative AI into curriculum, we need to make sure that we understand their viewpoints. So, and also that the faculty members, the researchers are going to strive with new interactive simulations that can be applied to teaching. It could be engaged and flexible teaching involved. So librarians will need to integrate this also as they develop their knowledge literacy skills, as well as they have a mission to educate their communities, their students, their researchers about advantages and currently what the cons are, limitations are of these tools, so that they are better prepared for these perspectives. So my important perspective is we will continue to evolve, we will continue to engage, we will continue to make changes and keeping us current as these new tools emerge, and we would be proactive to making sure that these are delivered on, to our users. So now I'm going to share my screen and start with my few slides. Okay. So what I have done today is I actually did some experimentation by asking questions from the teaching perspective for a particular course, and also from the scholarly communications perspective, as Dhanu pointed out that there are ethical implications earlier. So from the research integrity perspective, scientific misconduct, and so on. And again, these changes are going to be continuously. So we will need to continuously monitor all these developments. So the question I started with the free version of ChatGPT, so 3.5, and the question was, our students are required to find research papers during the part of the course assignment to find climate change, the impact of climate change, and hurricanes and cyclones and flooding. As you know, there's so many such events are happening in the world today. And I ask it to particularly use Science Direct as an example to find database. So now the response that I got was I apologize for the inconvenience because I'm just an AI tool. I'm just saying what the response I got from ChatGPT. So I'm in that words, and it says that I do not have access to Science Direct um, to find this a particular article coming directly from Science Direct. So now it came up with different steps, like it suggested different keywords. It tells me to go to your libraries portal from your university and then find the paper. Then I use Bing. And Bing also came up with, I can help you with that for the articles. And it actually said that I'm going to find an article using Science Direct. So then I got some, this is a screenshot, and you can see that the references are also attached within that. So, but when I carefully looked at the references, these were all from these websites, the one that I found, I saw it. So in details, you can see these are from MSN, Yahoo, ABC News, and so on. I didn't see anyone from actually a peer-reviewed scientific journal article, even though it is going to, it said that I'm going to Science Direct. Again, this may change as newer integration of connected with generative AI tools with library subscribed databases is integrated. Second question I asked was, I want a full paper. And you know, a lot of countries are experimenting with space missions this coming years and in future. And space junk is becoming a critical implication because it could create in failure of other such missions if those floating pieces in the space collide with them. So I wanted how this research is being represented in a research paper. Again, the same thing. To find a peer-reviewed scholar paper, it is telling me to go to the library homepage. It does give me introduction to saying go to google.com, PubMed, and IEEE Explore, but it cannot integrate with those information yet. But it again, it is telling me what keywords use and what filters can I use and so on. And then went to Bing, and again, I wanted peer-reviewed scholarly papers on how space junk is impacting future space missions. And then it gave me a link to this paper with a reference here: comprehensive study on space debris, threats posed by space debris and removal techniques. And there are a few other references given. Uh, Notice that the citations are coming from Social Science Research Network and Archive. What that means is it does have an access to preprint repositories. So these are actually articles from preprints, but they are not coming from publications. So I don't think even Bing has access to the research full text papers coming out of library subscriptions, at least at this stage. And you can see all these websites included here. But I have never heard about many of these websites, so I don't know how reliable they are. So the next question I asked was, because our scientists, our engineering, our students always look for property data for material applications. And so I wanted them to use titanium and finding property data. And Novel is one of the key resources of collections of handbooks and properties and data encyclopedias that it can find information from. Again, it is a subscription-based resource. So it told me that ChatGPT told me that I cannot directly access external websites and up-to-date information, but it told me that I can guide you on how to find properties. So then it does say that you will need to access Novel through your institution by purchasing a subscription. So again, it did not have that data coming directly from Novel. Again, this is from ChatGPT. It tells me different links, but it also suggested me to link on what are some other properties of titanium. So I clicked one of this, and it did give me some data about the properties of titanium. But again, look at this website. It is just telling me to go to Wikipedia or some of these websites. Again, I have no idea how these websites are going to be. The students will need to critically evaluate the credibility of sources, authors' credentials, and authentic information. Are these real values? What are they coming from? Where are they coming from? Are they correct? What happens if they use these properties and their project fails? Who is responsible for it? So that's why it is very important for us to develop citation guides, so how to cite citations in the papers, in assignment, workshops, teaching skills, and so on. Again, that's why the accuracy, Dhanu has pointed out accuracy. So I am briefly highlighting here from this website from NIH about research integrity applications from the honesty, accuracy, and so on perspective. As everybody knows, most of you, you know probably that these days lot of fabricated papers are coming up, and as a result of which they have to be retracted from their journal's website with a note that these are retracted papers. So with the evidence of plagiarism, data fabrication, misconduct can result in a lot of different problems. This particular paper again came out earlier this year from the annual Annals of Biomedical Engineering, so it's a scholarly journal, and it says passive contribution of ChatGPT or to scientific papers. Again, situation may change, but at that time, I'm just reading a couple of sentences here. Ideally, considering any declaration of the contribution of ChatGPT to writing any scientific article should be recognized as a publishing misconduct immediately and be retracted. So what that means is if students and researchers find papers and they use that information, ChatGPT or generative AI cannot be authors according to them, so they cannot be cited. And it also has many other issues like citation. Who is citing? So what will be the H index? Whose H index will be? Because there is no author at that point. So there are a lot of issues like that has to be developed. ChatGPT can really help in brainstorming and helping students to think about different ideas, critical thinking, and writing, editing articles, and how to improve their papers and more. And there are so many other applications are already developed every day. But as I mentioned, the possibility of scientific misconduct, and you will see that when the paper is retracted or in the main journal, it will on every page you will see it is retracted because of the erroneous information. It is not critically evaluated, and we don't know where the true information is coming from. As I mentioned, we continuously keep current with new development. As Dhanu pointed out earlier, the new it will be start searching with internet in ChatGPT, and there are also possibility of human-like interaction, voice-supported interaction with ChatGPT coming up. And this was earlier this month in September 18th. ChatGPT supported Bing Chat is now available on Microsoft. This was again 15 days back. No, not even 15, just 10 days. And so we created a library guide in our university. And currently we have how to cite ChatGPT using APA, Chicago, and MLA style. We tried to investigate and integrate IEEE style, but I have not found on IEEE website. And I have also questioned this to IEEE staff to see what are their thoughts on how to provide citations. And we'll continue to update this page as well. ChatGPT is an excellent tool for time, cost-saving, writing, quality content, generating codes, and so on. But totally relying on it can create many problems, can ultimately damage a person's credibility. That is why it is better to use it wisely and not cheat others. And that is why the accuracy is so critical. And ChatGPT also gave me this warning from the free research preview perspective that ChatGPT may produce inaccurate information about people, places, and facts, and based on August 3 version. So we need to look at the newer version, the new updates, and continuously monitor what information it is finding, where it is coming from, accuracy, and so. So final implications that I think are, we will need to help students gain knowledge of retraction, scientific misconduct. It is now even more critical in the age of AI tools. We need to create library guide to address generative AI tools, how to cite, highlighting concerns in scholarly communication can be created, evaluate credibility of sources, where is this information coming from, in being there are references, but are they reliable? And I have not used Google Bard yet, but I will try to explore that also. How to the important thing is we need to make sure that students ask good questions because this is all prompt based. So how to help develop brain ideas together. Create assignments to compare results of generative AI response, check authenticity of references found, training workshops, and consultations. These are some of the references and my contact information. My colleague Jim also helped me with this. So one thing, we need to collaborate with faculty members to see how their policies are developed for curriculum, how are they assessing student performance, and how that assessment can be brought from the library perspective. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And this is going to generate a lot of discussion and conversation, I'm sure. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Thank you so much, Jay, for an insightful views about how one can collaborate with the AI tools in the libraries. I believe that'll be very helpful for all the people who are attending the session today. And thanks for sharing your contact details as well. So let me move to my next panelist, Parveen Babar. So Parveen, could you please share your insights on the AI programming language and the AI tools for designing the AI applications?
Sure. Thank you, Dhanu, again for giving me this opportunity to speak over here. I'm sharing my slides. Are they visible?
Yes, they are. They are. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, thank you about the programming languages and the coding languages which are being used for AI. As I told in my previous
Praveen, can you please
talk
make it
that
full? Can you please make it full?
it's already full. I have
okay.
used the F5 for my PPT.
So,
it's not full?
No, it's not full at our
I will share again then.
Okay.
I will share again.
Because it is being recorded as well and will be
Sure. Is it full now?
Not really.
No. On my screen it is full.
Okay. So I think you can make
You
it
need
full
to-
and then share.
Okay, right. Let me do first.
Try doing the presenter view, Parveen.
Pardon?
Could you please right click and choose presenter view? Yeah, there you go.
This is fine, Praveen, now.
This is final?
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much. As I was saying that I had been using the traditional coding and the programming languages in the past, which continue to offer capabilities such as syntax highlighting, auto completion, debugging tools, and so on capabilities which are there. And these functionalities rely on the human developers proficiency, what proficiency I or some programmer have, and expertise. That means the expertise to write and debug the code. But with the availability of the AI tools, the AI coding tools now, we are not now which are available with the intelligent algorithms to analyze billions of the lines of the codes which are being put into it. We can learn from the patterns on the demand that what would we require. These codes offer. They can give the suggestions. They can generate code snippets. They can detect the bugs which are there in the coding language and even predict how you intend to write your code before you even write it. That means NLP, the natural language processing, which is being used these days. It's basically the auto completion of the next level. If you write some code and then you want it to complete it, the system will automatically, these kind of coding applications automatically do it. And these are pretty available for last 10-15 years. This is not that it has been over. They have been came into existence just now with the availability of AI and Chat GPT and etc. These were pretty there, but now the AI potential has been added to it. The moment you write something, the code is on your screen. It was not like that. We used to put the code, but then we have to find the errors. It used to highlight it. It used to get the snippets of that. But now even the errors are being detected and they are shown on the screen itself. So in terms of code completion, like while traditional tools rely more on the simplistic patterns like presenting AI tools in comprehensive, more complex structures which are effective in predicting the necessary values to complete the your line of codes which are being you are putting into it. Now, these software AI-based coding assistants or sophisticated software tools, which we call, use the large language models. These are called LLMs models, which are being used into it. That means the coding is already there and it modifies according to your requirement. It also assists the developers in the process of writing, editing, testing, and documenting the code. It's leveraged upon the intelligent algorithms to analyze the billions of code lines which are being available. So why should software developers or the library professionals who are using the library, coding should use them? Because there are three major factors that obviously it saves over time by error detection, it increases the productivity, and obviously the major factor is that the scalable code which we get from it. The major functionality of it is that the scalable code which these tools can suggest fast and efficient coding solutions that developers would spend hours of writing while doing the coding and multiple times detecting, debugging it, and getting the results out. But by moment you put it over there, the results are out. So these are the benefits. What kind of tools which I am using or other professionals, the library professionals can use for coding codifying various kind of applications which are being developed. So there are two kind of applications which are being there. One is, as I told, that they are auto built applications which are available. You just have to install it or start working with it. You provide to your users, like Chat GPT itself. It's a website which you can give to your users for working. You don't have to do any coding or codify it. But if Chat GPT has to be integrated into your discovery platform or your website, then you need a code. This code has to be developed to integrate into your website, the library website you are doing working with. Even for like platforms like Procast and EBSCO, they are providing the discovery platforms. They still have not integrated much of the AI platforms at the moment, but obviously they are coming with it. So if you want to integrate your snapshot or your application to it, you can do it by putting the code, taking a small code, writing a small code with these applications, with these sites, and developing a code for your own work. So the first one is the Copilot GitHub, which you can see on the screen. I will not go into the major details of it, because time constraint is there, but I will go to multiple sites, multiple platforms which are available, at least 7 to 8 platforms which are very beneficial in working with. So Copilot, it's a GitHub repository which it use. GitHub repository, I think most of the programmers or most of the engineers knows about it, because it's a major repository of open access coding which is available, and it provides large data sets of expedite accurate code for the code development, and the tool identifying code errors, and it also suggests the modifications which are required in your coding platform. It works upon the IDE, which is integrated development environment. And you can work, if you are working with the Visual Studio Code or NVIM or something like JetBrains extensions, this platform is one of the best platforms you can use with. It provides the code suggestions, as I told, and it's complete functions work while you are doing the coding. Second one is the OpenAI Codex. This is a background of ChatGPT itself because it used GPT-3 and GPT-4 models. At present, GPT-4 model is being coming up mostly, which is I think I mean it's a paid version also. 3.5 up till 3.5 it's free version, and it, as I told, there is a language learning module which works at the background of this OpenAI Codex, and by recently in March 2023, the Codex model which it was using has been retired, and now it is using the Ryan's model, which offers compatible abilities for the coding task. You are doing the best thing is that if you are working on the Python language, it gives the perfect results for the Python in this OpenAI Codex. You put your query for even in the natural language processing, you put the Python query over there, and it will give you the results immediately with your codex. It even works with the JavaScript. If you want to write a small JavaScript patch for your website or particular tool you are working with, it gives you that also. It works with the Perl, PHP, Ruby, Ruby shell. It works, and then Swift and TypeScript is one of the major platform where works with. So it's a wonderful platform. If you want some coding for your library to work, go to the OpenAI Codex website and see the beauty of it. Then Code Intelligence, another software testing made for the teams powered by AI. It's basically for checking the bugs and the vulnerability of the codes. The moment you put some code over there which is not working in your website or your your application tool, just put it over there. It will automatically give the bugs or the vulnerabilities which are being at the back of your code. It also works with the Java, C++. For C++, this is one of the best.
We have to keep an eye on time as well. Dhanu, are you?
Yes. I am just showing almost all the site. Yeah, I will be fast. Next is the ChatGPT, which works. ChatGPT, I think everybody knows. On the screen itself, you see I had put 3 keywords that I want a code for my reference queries. It automatically gave me the results with the Python. Next is the Visual Studio IntelliCode. Visual Studio everybody uses from the past. So this is the IntelliCode which works on the AI based, and it's one of the wonderful code you can use with. We have deep code similar to that. It's also based on the visual makings. Then we have Tab9, which is AI assistant that speeds up for your working. I think my slides are visible.
Not visible.
They are not visible.
They're back.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Then there are DeepMind. There are other kind of Amazon code is also available. Then there is a Polycoder code which is also available. In normal, there are multiple kind of application AI-based tools which are available. Like my colleagues will be sharing, like Grammarly, we have been using for multiple years. That also now has integrated with the AI applications. We have QuickBolt, we have Speechify, we have YouTube Summary, which the moment you put, as Dr. Dhanu was telling, the moment you put the YouTube video, it will give you the summary of your whatever has been spoken into it. It will provide the summary of it. Then Bing image creator, formative AI. So multiple kind of applications which are auto available are also available for working in the libraries. So definitely, if you use these kind of platforms for coding, it will enhance the efficiency and empowers the developer scale to the new heights, and it will definitely leverage the self-learning algorithms and provide the code intelligence to generate the test inputs that dig deeper into the software under test. Obviously, the testing approach is highly scalable and adaptable, and making it perfect fit for being developed alongside the AI code tools which you are using for. So as the time constraint is there, I had many slides to show you and many platforms to show you, but these are some of the snapshots which I can share with you.
So I think we can have your full 1 hour talk sometime. That's really interesting.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Thank you so much, Dr. Babar. I think somewhere I felt that I'm listening to a computer scientist today. Okay, programming, a lot of good stuff which you covered.
We actually do it in our library. So
very nice.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Very nice.
Praveen, can you please stop sharing?
Sure.
Thank you so much again, Dr. Parveen. Now I pleasure to invite Dr. Kshema Prakash. Kshema, if you can highlight the different AI tools and technologies which you wish to integrate with the library services and facilities. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Dhanu. I hope my slides are moving and are they visible? Can you just
perfectly all right.
Moving? Right.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. I share whatever my previous speakers and my co-panelists have already expressed. I share the same, same ideas, and I resonate with them. As I said in the very beginning, I see AI tools and technologies in two dimensions. One, which are applicable to the scholarly applications, like for the use of the academicians, for the new generation of researchers, the newly admitted PhD students, or who are just starting off their academic journey as researchers. Those can be the publishers' tools or that which are already available in the public domain. And then there is another set of a gamut of applications, the library applications, which have not yet been developed, but what we look at developing in the coming time. So all these tools my previous speakers have spoken about, and we have jumped into using them, and a few of them we know their advantages and their limitations as well. Let's say Bard or ChatGPT or Bing or Perplexity or whatever are we using. And then there are some specific tools that the scientific community would like to use, probably for generating the concepts of, let's say we throw a particular topic and we request for what kind of research can be done in that topic. Maybe some tool like Consensus or Elicit can actually throw up concepts, and it can say these are all the concepts and these are all the areas in which you can develop research concepts. And then there is something called Research Rabbit, which helps one in the literature review. And many people must be using SciSpace Copilot as well for generating the literature review or background literature, or for checking the content. Likewise, there are many tools.
Please check whose mobile is ringing or phone is ringing. Please check.
That's actually my room's phone. Yeah. So coming back to this, one of these tools which I really like is, I don't know if it's listed. Yeah, it is listed here. This is listening.io, which actually lets the researcher listen to all the scholarly publications. Let's say I have collected 30 odd papers for my own study for a particular literature review on a topic. When you feed the data into it, it fetches the papers and it starts, it's audible, a kind of tool that starts reading the PDF papers to you. I feel this can be used by the researchers to save their time, A. B, by the disabled users. It could be an assistive technology. It could be a promising assistive technology. So these are some of the tools that people have started using. Now, I will not waste my time there, but I will come to this particular slide. This is just one slide I have to talk about. Where all can the library start using the AI tools, rather integrate AI into developing particular library applications, or if we are permitted to say library co-pilots? One, definitely in content generation, content creation, where instead of wasting our time in thinking and writing so much and correcting and recorrecting for particular events or programs, straight away use the tools and save your time. You could go for user profiling, feed the data and go for user profiling and recommender systems. One of my co-panelists already mentioned. Can you just give me a sec? So sorry for that. Yeah, and as I understand, it can also be used for metadata generation, which usually is the work that we have taken up in libraries, and for also the content enhancement, language translation, document summarization, and something that is something which is very useful for the librarians as well as for the researchers. Some of the tools that I have listed out in the previous slide can be used for document summarization. Now, those which I have listed in red color are those which we have started to put our hands in and do some sort of R&D. We have used AI to come up with a virtual assistant, a chatbot, where we have integrated some AI and we depended on NLP, and we tried feeding the prompts that have been received from our users in the chatbot of the library chatbot. We have started putting as a knowledge base, and we have powered it so that it can auto-generate. It has been integrated with our library website so that it can auto-generate and answer the queries posted by the users. Of course, it has to be reviewed and curated and cleaned up from time to time. It does need a human intervention. And then text to speech and speech recognition, data and text analytics and visualization dashboards are something which I am trying my hands at the moment. This is very interesting, where there is a lot of data, as I said, we have in the libraries, be it circulation data or the scholarly publications data. Maybe we use it for ranking analysis. We could feed that data and we could think of visualization, creating visualization dashboards. And we could also think of creating workflows prompted by prediction algorithms or AI for the routine tasks, so that we can cut down on the time of the librarian in getting wasted in the routine administrative and mundane tasks. For example, many of you must have used the prompts to ask for a specific query. Can you generate a list of, let's say, 100 to 200 books of in a particular area, say, let's say self-help or psychology, which are, give a timeline and get the list instead of going and searching and then get the summary and finish your task of ordering the books. Or creating the interactive materials for all of us take up this information literacy modules or user orientation, focus group discussions. We create a lot of content for the users, library users, and we spend a lot of time in educating them and helping them with their research queries by way of offering them research support services. We could also use their prompts and collect the data that has been asked by the users, or the previous sessions that we may have conducted with the users. Use that data to create a model and come up with interactive materials. Use the power of AI to build up a knowledge base and use it as we can maybe make topic-wise modules or bite-sized capsules. This content generation also can be done. This is my thought. I still need to figure out a method to get into that. And another place where it can be used is editorial assistance. Specifically for the new researchers, the students registered in research degree programs who aim for publications, probably we could think of creating some kind of simulations for the peer review simulations or manuscript writing simulations, where we can educate them what kind of comments can they receive when they target publications for in top tier publications in journals, or how to maybe introduce them to the journal finders and do a comparative analysis with the ChatGPT or the Cohesive AI or the BARD, how to find journals, journal finder assistance. This kind of simulators can be developed by the librarians. This is one area where I feel we can play a role. And yeah, as I said, developing learning and development material from the large data sets that we already have access to. So these are some of the areas that are coming from a little bit of my experience. And of course, now having heard my panelists and top of my head. Having said this, what I feel is as many years ago when Google entered the arena, when the internet entered the arena, we were very skeptical of how it would wash us off the ground and how it would overtake us, or rather, wipe us off the jobs. In a similar way, we are yet to explore. We really do not know what actually the large language models are doing. This is all, we are exploring together. Everybody is in the same boat and we are exploring together. We are not yet there. We are not yet experts in that. So the only things that come to my mind at the moment that we need to take caution of are sticking to the ethical standards, or taking into consideration the legal aspects, sticking to the intellectual property and copyright issues, and try to have a the community, refer to the community for best practices, educate your users and train them, at the same time self-educate and also keep training ourselves, and beware of the transparency and accountability of our work. At the same time, these large language models are very, very famous now. At the moment, they are very famous for rather infamous for being heavily biased and to produce hallucinations, fake fake data, fake information, and of course take into consideration fairness and equity. At the same time, take into consideration the user privacy and security, of course. And you need to check how your users are accepting these things when you engage, when you integrate the AI tools into your library activities. So these were some of the thoughts that I had to share with you. I can take the questions, whichever you feel that I can be of help there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Akshama. There is a lot of interesting stuff to all of us. We actually kicked in a lot of new ideas in our minds. I believe this will really take our libraries to the next level. Yeah, we have a couple of questions, but yeah, we'll be taking the questions at the end. Next, now I invite Dr. Samrat Guha, if you can share what are the challenges you foresee in implementing the AI tools in the libraries? You have like 5 minutes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Your screen is shared and
yeah. It's coming in full.
Yes. You're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I will like to focus for the challenges that the librarian must keep it in their considerations while implementing the AI tools. So Stephen Hawking said a very good quote, that AI will be a biggest event in human, but it is the only way how we are going to implement it or use it in our life. Otherwise, AI will be very dangerous to humanity. So with this quote, I would like to proceed further and discuss about the various challenges that are that needs to be addressed before implementing or while implementing. As I have already told, that library has many data and that can be processed using various AI tools, and my colleagues have already explained about various other AI tools and how they can be used or implemented in libraries so that we can serve our library users better. Now, how it works, I will just focus in this diagram that we are giving input, and there is a complex algorithm. The complex algorithm takes the information from a backend knowledge base or a data set and gives the user. And we know most computer processing works with this model. But here, the most important things are AI algorithm, machine learning. That means the machine is learning its user. And deep learning, whatever information is present in the data set, the machine has got a capability or a capacity to predict the future or what will happen. So with millions of data, data set, it can create a futuristic prediction, and which will be more or less now research have shown that those are very near to the predictions are very much approximate. So the thing is very much useful to us. But the question is, will you allow the system to track you? If yes, then how far, how long? If the user, the system is storing your data, then will you allow the system to store that data? And then yes, how far, how long? What will be the limit? So this is only the thing, these two questions are the things which are bringing challenges, because the more it will know about me, so a time will come the when the system knows better than any other person. The robot or the system knows me better. So they will be able to disclose many informations about the person or about any other system. So, like for example, I'm just giving an example here. There are Chat GPT and all these things are discussed. One site is there that is of Microsoft Virtual Agents. You can try it in Google also. Their demo can be tried. You can give your website URL, and then you can start the chat that your Microsoft agent will index that URL website and will chat you or will give you answer like a human being. So that means, as I was discussing previously, that the model needs a repository, the model needs a knowledge base, and based upon that, it will start interacting with the user, and then it keeps on updating that knowledge base. Now here, there are broadly 5 different challenges while implementing the AI. We all know it, and already it is being discussed, the technical challenges, social challenges, ethical and legal, fun, and the security or the safety. So I will come up with these technical challenges, like means why I am telling about technical challenges, because the technology is changing rapidly. Technology is upgrading. So how we will be coping up with this technology, what we will be implementing, how far it will be there, and then what the next thing will be coming up. So that is a very important thing for the librarians to take the call, to take the decisions. Next is the social challenges, how the staff will be trained, and how the users will also will get to come know about these models. So what are the privacy information that needs to be taken care, and what will be happening to the unreliable results that AI tools are giving. Here I have just taken out information like Chat GPT. Dhanu sir has already discussed that Chat GPT will be indexing the internet, but before yesterday, it was the knowledge base was till September 2021. Many times while working with it, it has told you must have seen that it is telling that my knowledge base is still this much. After that, I will not be able to search. Now again, internet is being used, so it can give me some more updated information. Similarly, Google Bard, it has already updated information, and it uses the Google indexing, and it gives me that. So that means these systems are having their own knowledge base, and they are depending upon some timeline. Similarly, I have taken Microsoft, it has got Azure, which has got an question answer mark maker, and we can design a question answer with using this platform. And they have told that it will retire on March 2025, and then their language module will retire on this, and they are having composer, and this is the version. So how I got trained in one version, and that got changed, and how again I will get the training for next version, and how I will be doing. So that is the main thing where librarians needs to think, that the staff needs to be trained, and they will be working on it. And along with that, again, users have to address the same.
Samrat, we have to manage the time, please. Our time
Yes,
was up to 7:30 only.
I have,
We have to
okay,
manage.
this is the end. And then again, we know that there are ethical challenges and these legal challenges as the user tracking is done. So how we are going to restrict it? Library budget, because I have found most of the AI tools needs computing skills. So supercomputer and more computer capabilities are needed. So those are hosted in cloud. So library will again have to subscribe them for their services, and they have to upload all the data in the cloud, and then it will process and give me the result. So again, data safety and security, because our data needs to be put it into the cloud, and we need to take proper steps for its security and safety. So these are the 5. Now quickly I will come to one more slide. Like there is a repository named Chavi repository. It is being created by IIT Kharagpur and Tata Medical Hospital. It is a bank for users, for cancer patients, and AI will be used for predicting the patient's different case study. Different patients' cancer details are present in this repository, and the AI will be able to predict about various other aspects of the disease. But yes, what are the ethical scenario in such type of repository are the major concerned areas where we need to put focus. Although I have highlighted that we have taken institute and the project has taken ethical approval, most of them have taken, but again, the patient details, patient needs to be convey about all these things, and patient should understand that their biological or other information are present in a repository. So these are the challenges. The important thing where we must focus, that we should, while using ChatGPT and Bard, and we should fact check, we should put the queries properly, and don't expect these to be very perfect. Still it is in development. We should always check that what are the information being given to us. So with this, I will like to end that before implementing this technology, we should be very careful about the tool, what we will be using, and about its features. So that right now, as we know, this is helping us, it is true, but we should not come into any problem by putting our own private informations and personal informations. Thank you.
Yeah, great, Dr. Samrat. I think that was very well portrayed by you. Even the ethical considerations, and also even the privacy information on, also you have given some examples. And they're also part of some of our questions which were asked by the audience. I hope some the requesters have received the answers. Thank you so much. So moving on to the Q&A, we have got some exciting questions from the audience. So please send your questions. We still have probably very few minutes left, but again, with the permission from the host, probably we can push for 10 more minutes by taking into the questions here. My first question goes to Parveen. What are the major areas in the library we've used AI in Indian context? I think you somewhere highlighted this in half, but I can probably provide more information about some of the Indian libraries which have implemented. That would be great. Second question is, how do I add RAG to GI? Okay, are there library tools that can work well with the RAG principles yet? So these 2 questions for you. And you have 2.5 to 3 minutes max.
Right. So there are multiple applications which are being used, AI-based applications which are being used in the libraries at this moment. Like as I told, in my library, we had been using the Grammarly software, which is now being said as that it's it's a AI-based tool. It's using the AI technology. For last from 2015 onwards, we have been providing the Grammarly software that has inbuilt AI technologies. Similarly, there was a question on that plagiarism software. I read in the chat box in the question and answers that are there tools which check the plagiarism AI-based tools? Yes, Turnitin has started with the AI technology now. They are using the, even if some student or the researcher is copying the text from the AI, and then we want to identify that whether it is being used from the AI-based website. Definitely the Turnitin is able to, similar kind of platforms of plagiarism-based platforms can use these kind of technologies. Further going ahead with the library management softwares. There are many approaches where these library the code snippets can be used. The AI-based snippets can be used for integrating those kind of things. Like there was a query that if normal Koha or other softwares want to integrate the chat bot into that LMS, there is a possibility. Yes, if we want to integrate the Koha with the chat bot, it can be there. Like whatever the reports, the results which are coming in Koha, and a researcher or a student or your user is coming ahead to the system and asking the question that I want five books which are being multiple times used, or which are being most used under this subject. The chatbot will take the results from the LMS itself, right? And it will answer the query to the user. So this thing is at the moment, it is something which is being in the form of results on the screen that can be integrated with the chatbots, answering your queries immediately on the mobile devices directly. Further, there are the as I told that there are SQL and other queries which are being run in multiple times for multiple data. We talk about the big data in the libraries. Over the years, I have not seen much of big data being actually used in the libraries. Now, the question is that how these big data, which like my library is having 6 lakh books, nobody can see what is there. Even going to the results of 100 of pages, the results will not come up. The actual books will not come up. So these AI tools can help, definitely help. The SQL queries, even you just type, there are softwares like Ask Cody or there are helper bot. Just put your query and it will give you the SQL query for your results. These SQL queries or Oracle queries, whatever the query you want, you have at the background of your software, you get those queries and integrate into your system. Only is that some kind of coding or programming language, minimum level of programming language you need to know as a librarian, and that can be integrated and you can find the results out of it. So there are multiple platforms where these can be used. Recently, we have been starting with the I mean, entry and exit of the gates. There is a problem within our library that the exits and entries are not being used, like RFID is being used, but still there is penetration. So here also AI can be involved, where the cameras can have the strict monitoring, and even that can prompt you that something is going out or in. So those kind of applications are available. I hope I can answer. I am able to answer some of the things which are being available in Indian libraries being used. So we are moving ahead with many things.
Yes, that's right. Again, thanks for detailing for a detailed answer. That was really helpful. Next, I move to Jay Bhatt. There are 2 questions, Jay. So one of the audience is asking, one of our law school faculty cautioned that IP law is unsettled about the use of generative AI to search for information about innovations, that using invention descriptions in prompts may equal a disclosure event that starts the patentability time limit. Have you heard something similar? That's number 1. Number 2 is, are there any AI tools used for research? If it is used, then can it be shown in the plagiarism detecting softwares?
Sure, sure, Dhanu. These are both are great questions. And actually, US Patent Office has just come out with a proposal or their take on implications for AI generated content in patents and inventions. And there's a lot of discussion going on. And let me share a couple of sites that that will be easy for me to say. So, for example, okay, here is one. Um, okay, who gets the patent when AI is the inventor? And this is coming from another law website. And they go on telling about all these different things. And I'm sure that these are very serious issues. And Copyright Office issues notice of inquiry on copyright and artificial intelligence also came out in September. Actually, there are a couple of issues also involved with this because um, who is the creator of content in when you see in ChatGPT? How do you identify that this particular thing is actually invented by that person? So there are a lot of issues coming up, a lot of discussion going up, and they suggest that anyone who has such an issue should connect with their Office of Technology Transfer at the institutions, their patent experts there, or even directly to the US Patent Office, because they are coming up with all these possibilities. And another very serious point is how do you determine that AI tool that used has not used any other copyrighted information to find that information for them? And that is a biggest, I think, obstacle to it. Because if the AI software has used something that was copyrighted and they are using it, they are violating copyrights and patents. So I think that this is going to generate a lot of discussion, lot of issues, and a lot of information is going to come out. So keep current with this, again, is my advice to you all. Include, as it says that number of copyright issues are already raised when the generative AI was used. And the second question was about plagiarism detection software or anything that is coming up. I think Parveen has highlighted a little bit. And Turnitin website has details all about it, how it captures and identifies text generated by artificial AI. And there are many other websites are also available. So let me share another website. That is another intellectual property, but this is something else I wanted to share. Where is the website? And AI. Understand. Okay. Yeah. And anyway, because of this screen comes up, I'm not able to see what. Okay, here it is.
Should be fine. Yeah.
Okay, here is AI writing detection software right from the Turnitin website.
Wow.
Okay, so it is already on the website. You can easily find it on the web, both about patent issues, copyright issues, as well as AI. I hope this was useful.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jay, for briefing and showing the things live on the screen. Now I go to Kshema, Prakash. There are like two quick questions to you. You listed a few tools in the presentation. Are those tools freely available? Second question is, can we integrate SDI and CAS service with the use of the AI?
Right. So yes, I listed a few tools in my slides, and some of them are free, some of them are paid, some of them have both the versions. It's just to give a brief idea, a generic idea that I've listed them down. If somebody has a specific query, definitely they can reach me out and I would be happy to help. especially those tools that were of major interest to me. I wanted to explore more where with respect to the scholarly writing tools, the Research Rabbit or Elicit or that kind, and where I can hear the PDFs and SciSpace Copilot. These were the ones that I was interested in. I will move to the second question. Can we integrate SDI and CA service? There is, I believe there's nothing impossible. It's just how we figure it out. We need to figure out a way. AI can definitely be integrated in any of the areas, in every area of libraries. The thing is, how do we integrate this kind of a bot or the OpenAI Copilot or whatever it is called? How do we integrate with our ILMS, the library management system? Once we complete feeding the data of, let's say, 20 books or 50 books that we have acquired in a month, towards the end of the month, most of the ILMS have a facility of generating a new arrivals newsletter. How do we turn it into an AI-powered newsletter or AI-powered CAS bot? That is what we need to explore. Can we integrate it with our Koha or whatever management system we are using? Similarly, SDI. Can we, in the very beginning, I said user profile management. Can we do the user profiling? SDI is nothing but user profile management, right? You register your users, you register your users, research areas of interest, and with the keywords, you manage their profiles. So can we get an AI bot to do this work for us? It's all about integration. I feel, yes, this can be explored, definitely explored. Or maybe, the newest versions of the space may be coming up with such kind of facility. If some, Chris, probably the space Chris also must be coming up with something like that. These are my takes.
Thank you so much, Kshema. Okay, so I believe every speaker, probably we can actually easily take 1 hour. We tried this for the first time. I believe I know me and Nabi had to cut all of you short. Sorry for that, but again, this can be extended by the SLA engineering community in the coming weeks, wherein we can invite all of you, probably like not even half an hour, 45 minutes, but still 1 hour should be easily sufficient.
Shema,
Yeah.
can you
So,
please of sharing? Is there any sharing?
okay, it's no,
fine,
nobody's
fine.
sharing now. Nobody's sharing now. So again, thanks.
Anu, I just have one small thing to
Please.
share. It's just that whatever may be the tool, whatever may be the technology, at the end of the day, it is finally technology driven by humans. So human supervision and human intervention at appropriate time and at an appropriate level is the basis of everything. That's all I wanted to share.
Yeah, great. Great closing remarks. Yeah,
excellent comment. And Dhanu, what I would like to add is maybe a future session that you come up with, or whoever, could be like a panel discussion. So more time for interaction, more time of question answer for idea sharing and exchanging
absolutely ideas. Definitely. Thank you. Last closing remarks from from Samrat. Anything you would like to share in 2 lines?
Only I will like to add, because there was one question for the SDI and CAS and other data privacy and many other questions with that. So with all these specialized service, I would like to just put one software what like Microsoft has already launched, that is the bot framework. SDA documentation is available. So there Microsoft is giving its own AI platform, and you put your own knowledge repository in the backend, and you can create your own chatbot. So like the ChatGPT is having its own knowledge repository and giving answers to our queries, similarly we can create our own specialized service with using such type of platform. Yes, of course, this is a tool freely available, you can taste, but yes, it is the time to prove how we are going to implement for our libraries. So
great.
with this,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. I now move to Dr. Parveen Babar. Any last comments from you?
My last comment will be that library robots are now being developed. There is already works on library robots being developed. So my colleague Keshmaji was saying that human intervention is required, but in times to come, over 20 years down the line, there will be no librarians. I feel so that the things will be a very far away because chatbots have taken the technology or the works of the libraries a lot, and definitely human intervention is there, will be there, because even the chatbots and the robotics also have to interact with the humans. I don't say that things will only for the robots, but definitely many things will change in the libraries over the 20 years to come down the line. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. I would
I-
like to.
Danu, can I just add one comment? This is very
Yes,
important.
last. Yeah.
Continuing with what Parveen said, I think it is a fear, and that is what happened when Google came out 20 years ago. They told us that the libraries will close, but actually the libraries even became more stronger and stronger, even with the advent of Google. I'm not sure it will happen with ChatGPT or AI tools, but the second thing I wanted to raise is that our university have created 3 different types of scenarios. One scenario in which the courses where students simply cannot use AI and they have to connect with their professors, especially in the writing assignments or things like that, writing codes and things like that. Code has to be their own. They may refer to it, but ultimately it is their own. The second thing, in for assessment portion, wherever that ChatGPT or AI is allowed, students have to provide the prompts, the questions that they have asked to generate a response. They have to include a text or a transcript of the entire conversation and how they came up with this. So these are a couple of things I just wanted to raise. And this
Great.
is what's going to happen with the libraries as well. So when they come to the
Absolutely.
library, we'll ask students how you found that answer, where it came from, what are the sources, did it take you to the library databases or not?
Yeah. Some of the thoughts which arise in librarian's mind, practicing librarian's mind, that okay, AI, what will replace? I believe these all things are just going to flourish the libraries. Their only thing is that how the librarians will take this and start
Right.
implementing. I think great thoughts from all of you. Even though we thought that we'll end the session by 7:30, but again, a lot of interesting. Information and sharing in the last 1.5 hour, because I was actually looking at the number of people who joined. We had like 140 people. Right now we still have more than 100. I think those people who had some other commitments probably had to leave us, but again, everybody is glued to the session. I believe all of it was very interesting. And now I'd like to invite Dr. Nabi Hasan, the president-elect of the 2024 SLA Engineering Community, for the parting thoughts. Over to you, Nabi.
So I think there is nothing to conclude. I think we have concluded in our own ways, and many people have concluded this. And this was, Jay, this was really a great, like full panel discussion, because it continued for more than 90 minutes. So I think
Right.
it was really very useful, and like many of the people may like to try their hand on these, some of the free tools. So I was thinking to conclude with different point, but we are running short of time, in fact. But a couple of answer, like those who are asking that whether the recording will be available or not. So the recording will be available from the SLA Connect, and those who are the privileged members of the SLA, of course, will be having access to the recording. So I'm not sure about others, but of course you will be getting the certificate, those who may be interested in certificate. So I just want to like extend my heartfelt thanks, instead of concluding again, to President Kelly, moderator Dr. Dhanu, panelist Jay, Parveen, Samrat, Shema, for sharing their expertise. It was really an amazing discussion, and I think we have discovered many resource person today for our sessions to come for different conferences or different events. and I'm also grateful to the audience for their like thoughtful questions and engagement, because they kept us busy throughout the session. Let's continue to explore and embrace potential of AI in libraries while staying true to our core mission of fostering knowledge, literacy, inclusivity within our communities. So like couple of days back, me and one of these very senior colleague from one of the universities were there in one of the premier institutions, and there were two directors who headed and heading the CFPIs, and they asked, what is the need of library or librarian? Library or librarians are not required at all. So I think me and that colleague answered really well there in the group of 10-15 people when we were having the lunch, and the answers were very clear, whether it was Google, Longbed, or the Lancaster issued statement and taken back. The need of the librarians will remain there, and the colleague there answered like, we have like digital universities, we have YouTube lectures, everything is like you are teaching online as well. Still, your need is there. The need of the doctor is also there. You have all the reports with you. Still, you cannot prescribe medicine on your own. Still, you need to go to a doctor. In the same way, the need of the librarians will remain there, and we are the people who will continue to help the society, serving the community. Thank you, and let's look forward to a future where libraries and AI work hand in hand to create a more informed and connected world. Thank you very much for the like all the audience, panelists, moderator, everyone, Kelly, SLA Engineering Community, SLA, whose platform we are using for this event. Thank you very much, and hope to see you soon. Of course, we are having everyone one event in engineering community. Keep an eye, and please try to become the member of SLA as well. It is worth. It is just $50 per year, but it is worth. You will be getting a lot of like communications, information, and there will be a lot of delivery of events as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nabi.